What's the dumbest reason someone tried to get you fired for? I'll go first. I was a chef at a Hilton hotel, and we got a lot of high-end guests. Some were amazing. Shout out to the Detroit Lions. Others not so much. I got an order for a salmon cooked well done. The chef in me hated ruining a perfectly good salmon, but to each their own. They sent the salmon back because it wasn't done in the middle. I thought impossible, but threw it back in. The salmon was dry as jerky at this point. I was asked to come out to her table with my manager. She angrily told my manager I needed to be fired for trying to kill her with raw seafood. She shows him the salmon I cooked and said, "Look how pink it still is." The look on her face was priceless when he explained to her salmon is a pink fish. What's the dumbest reason someone tried to get you fired for?
I've been fired from Walmart even though I've never worked for Walmart. So I was out shopping one day, and I don't know why Karens always find me, but they do. This woman came up to me and yanked my earbud out of my ear. Absolutely don't touch a stranger. So now that the headphone is out, I can hear that she's yelling. And she's yelling, "I've been trying to get your attention for 10 minutes. Which, by the way, I hadn't even been in the store for 10 minutes, so that's a lie. "You need to tell me where to find this thing. I need to find this thing. What aisle can I find this thing?" I'm literally pushing a cart with my purse in it. And I was just like, "Lady, I don't have to tell you a fucking thing. I don't work here." Then she's like, "How dare you curse at me? You can't speak to me like that. I'm a paying customer." And I was like, "Bitch, me too, the fuck?" So she went and found a manager. Which, by the way, finding a manager at Walmart, literally so impressive. And they demanded that he fire me. He tried to explain that I didn't work there. She wouldn't accept it. So he told me I was fired. And I told them both to fuck off.
What's the dumbest reason someone tried to get you fired for?
When I was a senior in high school, I broke up with my now husband, and I called in sick to work to go out on a date with my husband's friend, because I was a fucking little snatch. And so my broken-hearted now husband took it upon himself to go buy one of those instant cameras, and he found us in town, snapped a little picture, drove to the Payless 1 hour photo booth, had the photo developed, and then took it to my boss. And then my boss fired me the next day. So my boss, that guy, Keith, my husband and I go in there, I don't know, once a month probably to eat. And Keith still to this day says, "I cannot believe you ended up marrying the girl you got fired."
Mission accepted. Let's get it. So I got a job at Walmart in my teens, right? And one day I was working the register in the corner, you know, the one where the cigarettes at, right? Which was probably a bad idea for me to be working over there because I don't smoke and all the cigarettes look the same to me. But nevertheless, it was the most quiet part of the register area. So that's where I used to like to work. And plus, it was kind of secluded, so I could be over there by myself. So this lady came in on one of the little scooters, and her daughter came in with her. I tell y'all no lie. This lady and her daughter looked like they had both taken cocaine, crystal meth, heroin, and every other drug you can imagine, mixed it up together, shoved it up their damn nose, ingested it, ate it, and then injected it. Literally, they looked like they had cracked out all night long. So they finished shopping and they come over to where I am to get some cigarettes. So this lady come over there asking me about some cigarettes that went out in the 70s, and how I knew it was because my mama used to smoke them in her teens. But nevertheless, I know she was probably too high to even realize what decade she was in, so I just started looking for the cigarettes. So as I'm looking for the cigarettes, Crack Monster Jr. starts to get irritated because I can't find the cigarettes. So she comes over there and starts looking for them herself. Once she figures out that they were not there, they took an alternative box of cigarettes. So the lady told me that she wanted the cigarettes rung up separately. So I said that was fine, and I started ringing up all her other stuff. She waited until I was clear done scanning all the stuff in her buggy to then tell me, "No, I want these rung up first." So quite naturally, she was getting on my damn nerves. So yes, I did verbalize it. So I said, "Jesus Christ." So Crack Monster Jr. starts going on this long rant about how other people need my job and I'm acting like I don't need my job. And then she proceeds to go over and get my manager, which I didn't give a fuck because she wasn't going to come and beat my ass. But what I'm presuming and what I've had a strong feeling about since then was that she told my manager that I cursed at her. Because she didn't try to get me fired. She called me in the office and she fired me. So the reason I got the job was because my mother had just gotten so sick with the cancer that she was bedridden. And so I called her and I was crying because I had got the job so I could help her pay the bills. And I was on the phone with her and she was like, baby, don't cry. If you lost the job, it wasn't for you. She would always say that if you lost it, that meant something was better on the way. And she was right. Because me losing that job led to me getting the best job I've ever had, which was working in the courthouse. So thank you, Crack Monster and Crack Monster Jr., because what you meant for bad, the universe meant for good. Suck it.
What's the dumbest reason someone tried to get you fired for?
Buckle up because this one gets weird. So I'm at a customer's house, and where I need to go on the customer's property is kind of like right next to this other person's fence. Now, in the process of moving along said fence, I touched said fence. And the craziest looking woman I've ever seen in my life comes running out of the house screaming at the top of her lungs. And when I say crazy looking, I mean cigarette ash stained robe with a Rick Sanchez haircut. And she immediately demands to speak to my supervisor. She won't tell me why, but she wants my supervisor there. So he shows up, and this woman proceeds to tell him that I need to be immediately fired because, by touching the fence, I messed up the force field that keeps the hobgoblins away from her home.
What's the dumbest reason someone tried to get you fired for?
So at one of my previous jobs, somebody tried to get me fired one time because I wouldn't hire them. Baby, you didn't pass the background check. It wasn't me. I passed mine. That's not my fault.
What's the dumbest reason someone tried to get you fired for?
I was fired from Rue 21 in like 2014, 2015. I've told this story before and I will continue to tell this story until somebody fucking does something about it, dude. A guy came into my store and sexually harassed me and my underage employee that was working with me at the time. I made a video about it on Snapchat, sent it to my friends. My friends posted it on Facebook, and somehow that video got to the CEO of fucking Rue 21, and I lost my job within 42 hours. That person was never 86th from the store, and he ended up going to other stores in the mall and doing the same weird shit. So, and you know, it was never explained to me exactly how and why the video was sent to the CEO, but my district manager had no problem fucking firing me for it and claiming that it did.
What's the dumbest reason someone tried to get you fired for?
Alright, this just happened to me a couple days ago, so buckle up. I'm a park supervisor. My job is to essentially monitor the park and make sure nothing's bad happening, and also to pull trashes as needed and clean the park. So my coworker and I are doing just that. We're driving around in our little Toro Workman, which is just like a golf cart, pulling trashes, and we're driving on the trail, and up ahead I see this family. They're probably about 30 feet away with a kid on a bike. So I pull over onto the side of the trail, which is like a little grassy strip that's angled like this, to, you know, safely get around them. But instead of passing us by, the dad of this family decides to go like this, like angling for us to stop super angrily. So we do, and he walks up to and is like, you know, you just almost hit my son. We were like, we were 20 plus feet away from you. We did not almost hit your son. Then this dude gets out his phone and starts recording us and is like, you know, you just almost hit my son. And we're again like, no, we were 20 feet away, and we're on a grassy strip about to fall into the lake. We're angled like this in our Toro Workman. We are not about to hit your son. We're not even close. We were 20 feet away when we did this. And he's like, what are your names? And my coworker gives him his name, and he's like, well, what are you guys doing here? And we're like, we're city workers. We're just pulling trashes. This is a park. We are supposed to be here. And he's like, well, you know, you almost hit my son. We did not almost hit your son. We were 20 plus feet away. He's like, this is not a car park. And we're like, we know we are city employees doing our job. Like, you want to come pull the trashes? It's disgusting. No, we do it. And we have our cart to do it. My coworker and I were super confused. We were like, why is this guy accusing us of almost hitting his child when we were 20 plus feet away? But we stayed calm and just kind of kept saying the same thing, like, we're park supervisors. We are supposed to be here. We're pulling trashes. We were 20 feet away from your child. We did not almost hit him. All the while, he's still recording. I don't know what he was trying to do, but he was definitely just recording us. This goes on for a little bit, and then finally his wife walks up to him, kind of ushers him to go away, and he's like, all right, have a good day. This man had the audacity to say, have a good day, after he just falsely accused us of almost hitting his child, even though the child was 20 plus feet away. So yeah, I don't know what he was trying to do, but he was definitely trying to create some story where we were in the wrong, even though we were not in the wrong at all. We pulled over onto the side of the trail like 20 feet away from him, and still he thought we were going to hit his son or something, even though we were on the side of the trail. The trail's like this, the grass is like this, we were like this. We were not going to hit your son, dude.
Oh, you're my best friend. You're always in my mind. Let's dance to the rhythm of your heartbeat. Dance with me. 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 I love the way you move. Every step is special. Let me say the truth. I love your expressions. You're never bad news, always a blessing. Let's walk to the moon, like we're Michael Jackson. Let me see your hands in the air. Together let's move like we just don't care. Nobody can take away the things we share. Hope you don't mind how I need you like the air. Let me see your hands in the air. Together let's move like we just don't care. Nobody can take away the things we share. Hope you don't mind how I need you like the air. The way I love you, they don't understand. And it's crazy how you're my best friend. You're always in my mind. Let's dance to the rhythm of your heartbeat. The way I love you, they don't understand. And it's crazy how you're my best friend. You're always in my mind. Let's dance to the rhythm of your heartbeat. Dance with me. 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 Oh my love, can you dance with me? Dance with me.